moved last year, the only man. But we never imagined we'd see a rider do both in the same run.
Big 7.
As he goes for a double backflip.
So it's been a while. I've been thinking that it could be super interesting for me to explain a bit behind the scenes of my freeride runs, as there is a lot of questions always behind judging the line choice. Personally, I also like to always rewatch my runs and reflect a bit on what I could have done better. And so I decided to do a little review about my last run in Ordino Arcalis in Andorra. I thought that would be the perfect run to start. I really like this face because it offers a bunch of different possibilities. The top section is not my favorite part because it's really steep, exposed, and I kind of had a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do up there. But the rest of it is super playful. You can go fall line, you can go rider's ride on that ridge. There's a bit of a jib section at the bottom, which is super fun. The face overall is super fun. So you did have the option to go down straight the front, down a little couloir, which I was kind of worried of going to because I was dropping pretty late. So I was kind of scared that the snow would be just kind of gone in there, that there would be a lot of rocks and stuff, and you put yourself in a pretty exposed situation there. So I opted to go around just like I did the year before. So if there's a question of like why I choose those lines and why I choose to go kind of more the mellower lines, would be especially that on this day, dropping 16th in the second comp of the year after being 5th in the first comp, I kind of wanted to ensure that I would get another good result, to make sure I pass the cut, make the finals, and just kind of get some peace of mind about that. I kind of decided to do a very similar line to the year before where I won. I wanted to put every little advantage I had on my side. It's kind of a rule of mine is like, if you have some sort of advantage, you gotta utilize it. Like if there's anything that can, from the past or whatever, that can help you in your run, then you should definitely take advantage of it. Dropping 16th out of 22 allowed me to really watch what the others were doing and then adapt my line to it. But I don't want to have to adapt the direction I'm gonna take down the mountain while I'm at the top, but I can adjust on what tricks I'm gonna do and how big I'm gonna take features. I had at least 2 more options to do a 360 in that line if the level was incredibly high that day, or I had the option of only doing a 360 and a backflip on those 2 jumps where I did a 720 and a double backflip. I had those options and I like to play around with those options and just kind of see and do what I need.
3, 2, 1, drop it!
Go boys!
Coming into the first steep couloir, I kind of last minute decided to go hit max hit 6 air, just because it was a little bigger than the one I had planned, but I wanted to do a little bit different on the top. And this is where my major error happened on that phase. I'm going for max hit 6 air and I want to take it more cross court than he did, kind of thinking about taking it big and doing a 3, but then really focused on the bottom of my run and not wanting to fall before the bottom of my run. And as I'm in the air here, I can just tell that there's no track landing the way that I was going, and they were all coming sideways. So there wasn't any clear landing where I was gonna land. And that's what made this landing super hard, and also it was super flat. That is where I just hit my back pretty hard, get bounced back up into my feet. And at this point I just thought like, damn, like my run's kind of not over, but I gotta do something big now in the bottom. Like I knew that in order to it still be a good run, I'd have to show something really, really special in the bottom. So air that little kind of Hollywood cliff, take up speed, jump the transfer, which this year was pretty mellower than last year. Maybe also because I kind of knew how it was, how big it was. Then obviously making my way down the ridge, really focused on what's about to come. This hit is like probably one of the most fun hits I've ever hit in a comp. just because it's this straight kicker. Hitting that thing kind of felt like hitting a kicker in the park. And I thought it would be a really good cork 7 jump because I would come in carving to the left. So that takeoff ended up being more technical than I thought because it was really sideways and it was kind of almost uphill. Then it was a strong right turn to get back up onto this knob, and then it was pretty much just a straight line to the double backy jump.
Allez, double backy, let's go!
I knew I had to kind of push myself to do it, and it's hard after a run like this to tell yourself, okay, you still gotta do more, just because a lot of the times when you do a really good run at the top, you don't really want to risk it at the bottom. And then there's just this bottom cliff that was a bit of an extra little scoring potential, but I decided to take it sideways, not too big. I really didn't want to risk falling at this time. That would have been really unnecessary.
Bro, 7 and double backy. Good job. Legend. You made me go full on. You made me go 100%.
Here it is, Maxime Chaplot with an 88.33.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a dream come true doing this 720 and a double backflip in one run. And I kind of was gonna wait a bit longer to do it. I was gonna wait for Canada or wait for one of the finals. But looking at the face in Andorra, I'm just like, this is the face to do it. This is the one that offers those two possibilities. So that was something really special to me. Just a quick thought about the judging and like talking to the judges. At the end of the day, what really made me lose a lot of points is my top section. And then obviously there's like 2 really big tricks that gain a lot of points, but you cannot win the comp when you have like that big of a bubble at the top. And there's also kind of this thing in freeride is that if you fall on something really small, you're gonna lose a lot more points than if you fall on something big. And that's what kind of got me that day, is that I did my biggest mistake and like I did my back slap on the smallest feature of my run. So that was a bummer. It is a pretty big regret of mine to just kind of not put enough time into the top of the line. And but yeah, I learned from that, and 3rd place is still a really good place to be. And now we'll go for the win in the next one. Well, that's it. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. If you have any more questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them. And yeah, see you guys in Canada. Yeah, bro. Influencers in the wild. Good morning.